This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to the sports catastrophe on this day. And this will be an unusual on this day video because not only are we doing one moment about this day, April 30th, there will be three moments. Yes, April 30th, when I usually at the start of the month I think what days of the month basically are easily I can easily remember people's on like fantastic moments. Not birthdays. I'm not that smart. Although I might know a few. But anyway, April 30th was a big day in playoff hockey in the NHL in 1986 and 1994. The first moment was in 1986, where the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers would face each other in the division finals. The winner would take on the St. Louis Blues, who sent my Toronto Maple Leafs packing in the North Division Finals. So the Smite Division Final, the winner would face St. Louis for the right to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Calgary, to everyone's surprise, got themselves into Game 7 with the Oilers, basically getting better each and every year. And the Battle of Alberta was always intense. Game 7 was really intense. Calgary had a narrow 1-0 lead. Narrow 2-1 lead before a dump-in by Perry Barasan down the ice, and Grant Fuhr got it to give it to Steve Smith. Smith then would try a cross-ice pass, but it bounces off Grant Fuhr's pad and into the net to make it 3-1 Calgary. Edmonton would score later to make it 3-2, but in the end, that was not good enough as the Oilers, shockingly, the two-time defending champions, were shocked in the second round by the Flames. In Edmonton, of all places. Now, there are a few theories I have. The major theory is that just before Steve Smith made the pass, you hear this long horn go off. Maybe it got Steve Smith rattled and all that. But in the end, it was not good, as Steve Smith, on his 23rd birthday, no less, ended up failing miserably and all that. However, when the Oilers won the Cup in '87, Gretzky said the first player he passed it to was Steve Smith. Unfortunately, Edmonton fans were not too kind to Steve Smith. Jeez, hometown fans can be so fickle sometimes. They blame him for the fact that Edmonton could have had a 5-peat, repeating what Montreal did in '56 through to '60. Now, karma did not bite Calgary in the conference finals. Although they did blow a big lead in Game 6 against the Blues, they did win Game 7 on home turf. Calgary would go into the Stanley Cup Finals, but then other fans were happy when the Flames got their butts handed to them in 5 by Montreal and their rookie goalie Patrick Waugh. And as I said, Edmonton won 2 straight Stanley Cups after that. So it was well, I guess. Now comes 94. As I said in a previous video, 94 things changed with the playoff format. No more divisional matchups. It was now 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7 within the conference. But 1 and 2 the two division winners had to be 1 and 2, respectively. So it was Game 7 of the 1994 playoff series, Western Conference quarterfinals. 2 series would be played. Vancouver replaced Calgary and San Jose Detroit. In the West, Dallas sent St. Louis home, packing in 5 games, as the Leafs needed 3 1-0 shutouts from Felix the Cat Potvin to sink Chicago and get rid of Chicago's standing once and for all. So anyway, the thing was, could the number 1 seed Detroit Red Wings, who were basically one of the best teams in the league, take care of the pesky number 8 San Jose Sharks? The Sharks were only in their 3rd season of existence. They were crappy. In '93, their 2nd season, they had 71 losses, the most in NHL history in a season. It was embarrassing. And they didn't even get the number 1 pick. That was Ottawa's. San Jose would trade the number 2 pick to Hartford for players, I think. And Hartford took Chris Pronger. And of course, we all know Ottawa picked Alex Stake. Big mistake. So anyway, in 93-94, the Sharks somehow, in some way, improved themselves. They got better players, Igor Larionov and Sanjos and others, and the Sharks shocked everyone by getting that 8th seed, just narrowly beating Wayne Gretzky and the LA Kings to the post. So the Sharks made one of the biggest one-season turnarounds in NHL history. So they would face Detroit. Detroit was figured to crush San Jose like grapes. Not so fast, as Detroit had to endure a series for San Jose. Game 7 at Joe Arena. Winner take all. Could the Sharks take out the number 1 Red Wings? At the start of the game, the Sharks looked good. They were up 2-0. And then the Red Wings put up a few goals. But then all hell broke loose in the third period early when Chris Osgood, just a rookie, went to clear the puck around the net. Clear the puck. But it found a few Shark sticks, and it was tipped in by Jamie Baker, number 13. And the Sharks won the game 3-2 to send Detroit home and to make one of the biggest upsets in NHL history happen. I mean, who would have thought San Jose could take down Detroit? And once again, Detroit overachieved in the regular season. So anyway, the Sharks would have to find out through Vancouver and Calgary who they would face, because Vancouver-Calgary was a 7-2 matchup. Now, if it was just by points, Calgary would not have been number 2. They would have been number 3. Toronto would have been number 2 because they had more points than Calgary, but Calgary won the division, with Detroit being number 1. So Calgary would be number 2 against number 7 Vancouver. Vancouver seemed okay. Linden, Barry, Courtnall, Kirk McLean, all that. Flames came out to a 3-1 series lead and were expected to take down Vancouver. But then a funny thing happened. Game 5, overtime. Jeff Courtnall. So we got a Game 6 in Vancouver. No big deal. Overtime, Trevor Linden. Series tied 3-3. Go to Game 7. It was a tie Game 7. However, 2 key moments for Vancouver happened. The first was Kirk McLean's unbelievable playoff save against Robert Reichel. As the puck was going across the crease, McLean flung his pad out and somehow got his foot on that shot by Robert Reichel, saving the game. And in double overtime, Pavel Bure streaked in all alone on a partial breakaway, scored, and the Canucks not only came back from a 3-1 series deficit against the Calgary Flames, they did it all in overtime, and they could have all of them could have been fucked up. The Canucks could have fucked up. So Calgary again failed to win a playoff series. They hadn't won one since the 1989 Stanley Cup, if you must know. So Calgary would not win a playoff series for a long time. It took till 2004 by the time they finally won a playoff series. 15 freaking years. Heck, that's not as long as the Leafs' current drought of 16 years. But yeah, Calgary really was like, what the hell is going on? What are we going to do? Of course, Calgary went downhill. Mike Ferdinand would soon leave for Detroit. I think that was the season he left for Detroit after 94. Well, anyway, Calgary was not too pleased with themselves. Al McGinnis went to St. Louis, if memory serves me right, that year, too. So, anyway. So that meant the San Jose Sharks would take on the best seed available. Number 1 and number 2 went down. So it was number 3, Toronto, meaning Vancouver and Dallas would have to face each other in the other conference semifinal. Vancouver would crush Dallas and Divine Grapes in 5 games, whereas the Leafs had issues against the Sharks. It took 7 games for the Leafs to take down the San Jose Sharks. And it's like, what the heck? It took 7 games to beat the Sharks? Man, the Leafs almost did it again. They almost became like Detroit and lose a Game 7 at home. But no. The Canucks would take advantage of a tired Toronto Maple Leafs squad to win the conference finals in 5 games, face New York Rangers in Stanley Cup finals, but sadly, though, they would lose in Game 7. Rangers just had to win. The big part about the 94 playoffs was that marked the last time a Canadian team made the finals for a decade. The 2004 Flames would be the next one. through. There were several chances, including a couple by the Leafs and one by the Senators to break that drought, but nope. The finals drought by Canadian teams. Regardless, the Red Wings did, in a postscript, basically shanked the Sharks in a 4-game series in the conference semifinals. Basically, they scored 6 goals per game, and, San Jose was just ticked off. But Detroit used that 94 loss as fuel. By the way, the Sharks didn't end their Cinderella run 94. 95, they were the 8th seed again. Were they? No, they was the 7th seed. The Sharks beat Calgary Game 7 in overtime. Double overtime. Ray Whitney. So, once again, the Sharks won a Game 7 on the road in the first round. And once again, Calgary lost in double overtime at home in a Game 7. Well, it might have been. But anyway, yeah. Great moments come from great opportunities. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm Jeff Diamond. I'll do.